Hey guys, and welcome to our Warhammer Warcry Battle Report video. Hi guys, I'm Top Table Steve.
And I'm Top Table Jane.
And thank you for joining us on our very first Warhammer Warcry Battle Report.
I might be a little bit excited.
Very excited.
We finally get to get stuck in.
Yes. So, don't forget guys, if it is your first time here, check out all the links below for all the different info on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all that malarkey. But yeah, what are we doing today?
So today we are playing our first on-camera game of Warhammer Warcry. It's been a very busy week at Top Table Towers. We managed to get hold of the Element Games demo set.
We did.
And much of our community and us, we've been slaving away getting it painted, getting the terrain and models done, for the end game being us showing it you on the table. And that's what we're doing today, and we are very excited. Today I'm going to be taking my favourite, which is the Iron Golems.
I'll be the Untamed Beasts.
And we are going to throw down one of the battle plans and go at it and share it with you so you can check out the game. And do remember, if you are interested in the game and you haven't got your pre-order yet, if you use the affiliate link in the description below, you will get your shiny toys on release day at the exact same element discount, but you'll also give us a bit of a throwback. So check it out. Yep. And without further ado, I reckon we get us off camera and jump into the action.
Let's do it.
Let's go. Alright guys, so we've popped back in because I wanted to show you the battle plans, and one of the unique features of Warcry is that you have the battle plans, so no two games are ever the same. Now you have 4 decks, which are your deployment, your terrain setup, your scenario and your twist. Now we've not opted to do terrain setup for this one, we've just set up a nice looking demo board to show you all, but what you would do is you'd flip one card from each of these decks to determine the game you're going to play. So as you can see, we've got Show of Strength here, which shows the deployment, and interestingly in this one everything is coming on turn 1, which is very cool. It means we're going to get straight into the action with all the toys and all that stuff. And then for the scenario we have no quarter, which basically means the 4 board quarters we're going to play for 3 turns, and whoever controls a board quarter at the end of each turn scores a VP. So control in this game, you just need more models than the opponent, and we score at the end of every turn, and the game is going to last 3 rounds. If it's a draw, you keep going for another consecutive round until there is a clear winner. And then the twist, which is a really cool deck that just kind of adds weather or different things into the scenario just to make it a little bit different. We've drawn the card Twist of Fate, which means players roll 7 initiative dice each battle round instead of 6. So that's going to give us more dice to play with to get the doubles, triples, quads, to trigger our abilities and get stuck in. So those are the battle plans. So now we're going to come back after deployment and get straight into the action. Okay, so deployment is done, and as you can see on this side of the board I've got my 2 Iron Legionaries and my Drill Master, and then in the middle, hoping to get into the thick of it, which is where they like to be the most, is the Armator and the Ogre Breacher. And then over on the far side we've got the Signifier, the Iron Legionary with the 2 hammers, and of course my Dominar, who is leading the way. Okay, and then for the Untamed Beast on the southern board edge we've got a Prey Taker, a Planesrunner, and the leader, which is the Heart Eater. Over in the middle we've got the Beast Speaker, the Roctus Prowler, and another one of the Planesrunners. And then over on the east side we've got my favourite model, the First Fang, the last Planesrunner, and the Prey Taker. And that is deployment. And now we're going to roll initiative dice and get stuck into turn 1. Alright, so now we are in the initiative phase of turn 1, and the way this works for new players is you roll your initiative dice, which is 7 because of the twist in this scenario, and any singles you get go towards your bid to see if you win initiative and go first, and your doubles, triples and quads are your abilities that you get to activate through characters. So I'm going to go first and roll mine, and we'll see what I get. Okay, so let's have a look. So I have got a triple 1, a quad 1, a 2, a 3 and a 5. So I've got a quad and 3 singles. So now we'll see what Steve gets, and we'll see who wins initiative.
Okay, so I'll roll my dice. Okay, so I've got a triple 5, which is cool. I've got double 2 and then 2 singles, as you can see.
Okay, so now we've rolled our dice. We both gain a wild dice, which we can add to our pool in any way, or we can bank it for next turn. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my wild dice to my 5 to make it a double 5. So now what I've got is a quad 1, a double 5, and 2 for initiative, because you do check initiative again at the end of this phase. So we are currently drawn for initiative, which means it's going to be a roll-off. Do you want to do anything with your wild dice?
My wild dice, I'm going to add another 5, and I'm going to equate what you've got this turn, just to make it interesting.
Quad 5. So that means at the end of this phase now we are tied for initiative, so we need to take a roll off.
Really?
Okay, so being tied for initiative, we're going to take a roll off to see who goes first turn 1. Do you want to set the bar?
Yeah. I get a big
Steve
1.
gets a solid 1, and I take it on a 3. So the Iron Golems are going to take the first activation of turn 1. Okay, so off we go. We're into turn 1, and I'm going to start with one of my Iron Legionaries. And for his first action, he's going to move 4 just to there, and then he's going to move 4 again to there, using both his actions, and he is done.
Okay, so I am going to activate First Fang, and he is going to move for his first activation. And he's not going to take his second action. So I'll put a move top on it.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go with my other Iron Legionary, and he's going to follow suit with the guy before him, and he's going to use both activations to move and go right up beside him, setting up a bit of a fortifying wall.
Cool. Okay, so my second activation, I will be activating my Plains Runner, and I'm just going to be moving up forward, doing similar tactics to what Jay's doing, but just not as deep into the board. And for his second activation, he will move a little bit closer. And I'll put his activated token down.
Alright, so next up is my Armator, and again we're going to push, getting really aggressive for this board quarter. And he is going to double move straight over here with his pals.
Okay, so I'm going to activate my Prey Taker on this side of the board, and again I'm going to be moving forward and creating a bit of a battle line, ready to hit lines hopefully very, very soon with Jay. That's both activations using move. That's him done.
Okay, so the Iron Golems don't look like the sort of warband that don't want to get into combat, so my Dominar, my boss, is going to lead by example, and he's going to move straight into base contact with Steve's guy, ready for next turn, because they've mostly activated out over there, so I'm hoping I can steal initiative and start wrecking face.
Awesome. Okay, so my next activation is going to be the Rock Tusk Prowler. Luckily these have quite a good movement of 8 inches, so I am able to get into combat to help out my other dude. Ooh. Which Jay has just charged. So I will move my first activation 8 inches to get within an inch. Okay, so the Rock Tusk is going to use his second activation to fight against the Iron Golem.
So we're getting into it.
We're getting into it.
It's happening. So the way attacks work is you take the strength of your Rock Tusk Prowler, which is
4,
against the defense of my Dominar, which is 4.
Yep.
So the way it works, if strength matches toughness, you need 4s.
Yep.
If strength is higher than toughness, you need 3s.
Yep.
If strength is lower than toughness, you need 5s. And a 6 is always a critical.
Dead easy.
So 4 against 4, you need 4s to hit, and 6s are critical hits. Let's see what you do. Boom! 3 hits.
Nice.
So how much damage have you just done to the Dominar?
Each one of them is worth 2.
Ooh, so the Dominar has just taken a whopping 6 damage, but luckily he does have 20 wounds, so he's not in a huge amount of trouble yet.
And I will put down the activated token.
Okay, so I'm going to activate my Ogre Breacher, and I'm actually going to spend one of my doubles from my pool to activate the universal ability Rush, which adds +1 to his move characteristic. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend both of his actions to move to get him straight up into the action, because when he's there, he's a beast. So I'm going to move him now. Okay, so the Ogre Breacher has moved, and he's now right up in the face of the Rock Tusk Prowler, again ready to wreck face next turn. And with that, he is activated.
Cool. Okay, so my first activation here now is going to be with the Beast Speaker, and she is going to move forward. Okay, so the second activation, I'm going to be triggering using my double 2s, Onslaught. And Onslaught adds 1 to the attacks characteristic of attack actions made by this fighter until the end of the activation. So she is going to be using her Whip, which has a strength of 4.
And I, on the Dominar, have a toughness of 4, so you're going to need 4s.
And I would normally roll 4 dice, but because of the Onslaught rule, I get an extra dice.
5 dice, this could hurt.
So needing 4s.
Oh! 3 crits!
3 crits.
That is going to sting.
Luckily, crits are not too bad, so it's 6 wounds altogether, or 6 damage.
Whew. So my leader has already taken 12 wounds, so me thinking it was safe to throw him in there has hurt a little bit. But all is not lost. 8 left on the Dominar.
And I will add the activated token there.
Okay, so I'm going to go with my signifier, and he is going to spend both his actions to move and get stuck into that absolute fray that's going on over there. After his second action, he's going to trigger the ability Stand Defiant, which means until the end of the battle round, just in case Steve can get anything else off, and I wish I'd done this sooner, he has a 6-inch ray aura of +1 toughness. And I do that by spending the quad one, because you can spend a higher set for a lower set, so you can spend a quad as a triple. So, and that's him done. I'll pop an activated token on. Yeah, man.
Okay, so my next activation, I am going to activate my Heart Eater, the leader of my crew, and he's going to use his first activation to move forward his full move. So that's him moved. I have now decided I am going to use my quad 5 dice, and I am going to activate the universal ability of Rampage. This fighter makes a bonus move action, then they can make a bonus attack action. So it basically means I get to move again for free. I get to attack before I use my last activation on this model, which is going to be cool and exciting. So I will do that right now. So I use my bonus move to get into range of these 2 Iron Golems. I am now going to attack the one with the club using my bonus fight action. Okay, so the Heart Eater strength is 4 and the defense of the Iron Golem is 5, which means I need 5s at least to wound. I've got 4 dice. Hoping for another 3 6s. That
would not be good for me. Let's see it.
Here we go. Okay, so as you can see, I get a crit and a normal hit. So the normal hit is worth 2 damage and the crit is worth 5, so that's 7 damage.
7 damage, so he has 3 remaining.
Okay, so that went pretty well. It is now my normal second activation after the bonus abilities. I am going to strike the same character again. So again, 4 dice, needing 5s at least.
This could kill him.
And it's a crit and 1 so.
Yeah, he's dead. And with that, the Iron Legionary is dead, and we take him off. We've got the first casualty of the game.
Hang on, let me. Okay, so I'll just pop the activated token down, and we'll move on.
Okay, so I'm going to go with the Drill Master, and I'm going to use both actions to move. I feel like I need to get stuck in, ready for next turn to try and balance things out. And with that, the Drill Master is done.
Okay, so my next activation, I will be activating my Prey Taker, and he will be using his move option to go forward. And for his second activation, he will be moving again. And I will pop the activated token down. Cool. Your move.
Okay, so my last activation of the turn is with my Iron Legionary with Twin Hammers, and he's going to spend both his actions to move. And with that, he's done.
Okay, so I'll activate this Plains Runner first. He is going to move just to sort of make sure that I've got as many models in the quarters that I need them in. So he's going to move. And with his second activation, I will move again. And that is the end of his activation. So I will now move on to my final Plains Runner. Okay, so I will be moving with the activation of this Plains Runner. First activation, and now on to the second. And I will put down the activated token. And I think that is everybody activated.
So that's it for the turn. So we clear all the activation tokens, and we'll come back with turn 2 initiative. Okay, so that is the end of turn 1, and looking at the scoring for each board quad, it's 3-1 to the Untamed Beast. How's your turn 1 gone, Steve?
Yeah, very well. I'm happy with it. The fact that I was able to take one of your models off means less activations for you, which is good.
And I'm lower numbers anyway, so you're going to out-activate. I think the clever use of the quad for Rampage was really good.
Say clever. I forgot I had it.
Yeah, that's.
I would have used it prior, but it worked out good for me. So.
And I definitely had an oversight of throwing everyone in once you'd activated over there, forgetting the movement of the Untamed Beast is kind of unrivaled, and you managed to get in and do some swings as well. So you've got my leader over half dead, and you've taken out one of my legionaries.
Yeah, but this turn's going to be very different, trust me.
Now we're in combat, and that should be my cup of tea, so we'll come back with turn 2 initiative and see how we get on.
Okay, so I'll roll my initiative dice first and see how we go.
Here we go.
Ooh. So I have got 2 doubles and 3 singles.
Nice. Okay, so turn 2 initiative for me, and I'm hoping for lots of singles because going first could help me catch up here.
You got a trip.
A trip and 4.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just say that.
That's what I'm going to do. So I got a 1-1 and 4 singles, so that gives me initiative, but now we get to spend our wild dice. Okay, so I spend my wild dice first, and I'm going to throw it into singles So I've got 5, so there's no chance of me losing initiative this turn.
Okay. So that gives me an option. Do I want another double or do I want a triple?
Born ready.
Okay, so I am going to add to one of my double and I'm going to make that a triple. So I now have a triple and a double.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the Ogre Breacher, and the first thing I'm going to do is spend my triple as a double to trigger Onslaught to add +1 to his attack characteristics, and for his first action he's going to hit the Rocktusk Prowler.
Cool.
Alright, so the Breacher is a massive strength 6.
I am toughness 4.
So we're hitting on 3s, and because of Onslaught it's 3 dice, and this is 4 damage for a hit and 8 for a critical.
Cool.
And that is 2 hits, so that is 8 damage on the Rocktusk Prowler. And then for my second activation, I'm of course going to do it again and see if we can kill the lion off. So 3s again, and that is 2 hits, that's another 8 damage, so he's taken a total of 16 from the Ogre. Not quite enough to kill him, I was hoping for a crit there, but certainly put the hurt on. And with that, the Ogre Breacher is done. Yeah, man.
Okay, so I am going to activate the Rocktusk Prowler. He's already in combat range with your leader.
Yep.
I am also going to use my double to use the universal ability of Onslaught, which adds 1 to my attacks characteristic.
Boom.
So with my first activation, I will be attacking your leader with 5 dice, and I am a strength 4.
Do it, and my leader is toughness 4.
So needing 4s.
Correct.
Here we go.
Woo! That is 3 hits and a crit.
Oh, so that equates to 11 wounds.
And he is very dead, and you've taken him down with your first action.
Cool. Okay. So with my second activation, in combat again, I'm going to attack your Signifier. So I'm strength 4.
Cool, and the Signifier is toughness 4, so again 4s.
4s. Another roll like that would be nice. Cocked.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That is a hit and a crit. So how much damage is that, mate?
So that is 7.
7 damage. Alright. So that leaves him on 8.
And that is the end of the Rocktusk Prowler's activation.
Okay, so I'm going to go with the Signifier, and we're going to finish off the Rocktusk Prowler and start getting some casualties in. So I am 3 attacks, strength 4. What is your toughness?
Toughness 4.
So 4's needed. And that is 2
Ooh,
crits, so
2
he's going to do
crits.
8 damage. Alright, and for my second activation, the Signifier is going to move. And with that, the Signifier is activated, and it's back to the Untamed Beasts.
Cool. Okay, so my activation this time is going to be on the Heart Eater. I am going to use my triple. I'm going to activate Inspiring Presence, which basically means once his activations are ended, I get to pick a model within 6 inches, and he gets to activate and go as normal.
Cool.
So, first activation, I will strike. So I'll be striking the Drill Master. I have 4 dice to roll in attack at strength 4.
I'm toughness 4.
So needing 4s.
Do it.
That's a hit and a
Hit
crit. So
and
that's
a crit.
7.
Ouch. That leaves her on 8.
And I will strike the same target again.
Let's do it. Oh, 2
that-
hits and 2 crits. That's very
strong.
dead. And the Drill Master has gone down.
Okay, so I will pop down the activated token and the universal ability of Inspiring Presence. I will activate the Prey Taker with the sword, who is already in combat with the dwarf, and I will strike him straight off the bat.
Let's do it.
So it's 4 attacks, strength 3 only this time.
So toughness 4 means you're going to need 5.
So needing 5s. That's 2 crits, which is 8.
And that leaves him on 4.
So the second attack. Let's see how he does.
So he misses, thank God.
Equaled out, didn't he? And I will pop down the activated token.
Alright, so I'm going to go with the Armator. He's a bit cross because that really stung. And he's going to swing twice at your Prey Taker.
Yep.
So he has 4 attacks, strength 4. What is your toughness?
My toughness is 4.
So 4's needed.
Oh, it's good.
And he gets a hit and a crit, which totals 5 damage.
Cool.
And then we're going to do it again for his second action and swing again.
Do that again and you kill him.
Ooh, 10 wounds, I like that. So we get 1 hit, so that's another 1 damage. So he takes 6 total from my 2 actions, and that is him activated.
Give us 2 3s, man. Okay, so I'm going to activate my Plains Runner here, and he's pretty much going to move, so I'll do his first activation now. And now I'll do his second activation, which again will be a move. And that is the end of that Planesrunner's activation.
Okay, so we're going to go with my Iron Legionary with twin hammers, and he's going to take his first action to move. Moving into combat with the Prey Taker, he's going to spend his second action to attack. And I have got 3 dice at strength 3. What is your toughness?
Toughness 4.
So I'm going to need 5s here, but I'm hoping for some crits to see if we can kill him.
Oh,
And we get a hit and a crit,
it.
which is 4 damage.
Cool, he dies.
And with that, the Iron Legionary has activated.
Okay, so I'm going to activate my Planesrunner, which is there near my leader. And he's going to attack with his first activation. Okay, so I'm attacking. I've got 3 dice. I'm needing 5s to
Do it.
damage. And it's nothing. Ooh. Second activation. I am going to move back away 3 inches. So that is my disengage action, and I will mark him down as activated.
Alright, so my last activation, because I lost some stuff before it got to activate, is going to be this Iron Legionary. For his first action, he's going to take a disengage to get out of combat. Okay, so he disengaged, straight back into combat with another model, and now he's going to take his second action to attack. Okay, so I've got 2 dice at a strength of 3, and what's the toughness on your Planesrunner?
3.
So we're needing 4s here. Let's see if we can get it done.
Oh,
so we get 1 crit, which is 3 damage.
Nice.
And with that, and my last Iron Legionary, he is activated, and I am done for the turn, so it's over to the Untamed Beast to round it out.
Okay, so I'm going to activate First Fang. He has a range of 8 inches, which is cool, and he is in range of the Signifier.
Yep.
Yep, he's going to use his first action to strike him with the Harpoon.
Let's do it.
So the Harpoon is strength 4.
He's toughness 4, so it's 4s.
That's a crit.
And a hit.
So that is 7 altogether.
7 is left on 1 damage.
Ooh.
I'm assuming he's going to throw another Harpoon.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
So here we go. Second activation.
Yep.
Oh!
I double crits him! And with 4,000 damage, the Signifier is toast, and it is looking dire for the Iron Golems at this stage.
So that is finished. That is very successful, and I will put the activate token there, and I'll move on to my final 3. Okay, so the Beast Speaker is now going to use both her activations to use her whip against the Ogre Breacher.
Correct.
So it's 4 dice, strength 4.
Toughness 6, so you're going to need 5.
So needing 5s.
Ooh, nice.
And that's 2 hits, and they are each 1 damage.
So he takes 2, which leaves him with 28.
And she'll do the same again.
Do it. 5s again. Crit.
1 crit, which is 2.
Cool, so he's taken 4 in total. Boom.
Okay, so I'll activate my Prey Taker, and he will use his first move to get into range of combat with the Ogre Breacher. Okay, so second activation, I'm going to strike you, and I have 3 dice at strength 4. Your massive toughness at 5s.
Definitely 5s. Whiffs.
Oh, and it's nothing. So that is a waste. So I will pop down a activated token on him, and we will move on. So last activation for me is the Planesrunner. Again, he's going to move into range of the Ogre Breacher, and he's going to use his second activation to perform melee combat, and he has got 3 dice, needing 5s.
Let's do it.
And nothing again. I've used all my 6s up. So I'll pop down an activated token, and we'll tot up the scores for this round. Cool. So guys, that is the end of turn 2, and it was a pretty brutal one.
It was a brutal turn. It was not as I hoped, especially we're going first with the Breacher. He didn't manage to kill the Roctus Prowler, and then some pretty good crit rolls and some pretty good combos from you. The Iron Golems are getting absolutely outfought here.
I think it's like you say, with I rolled a lot of 6s in that turn, which is fair enough. You know, hold my hands up. There's not much. That's not skill. That is just pure blind luck. But I found that I used the abilities dice in a good manner.
Turn 1, the Rampage was really smart. That was something I could have done and missed. That was really clever. And then obviously you've chain activating things. You've played it really well. I don't think I've got the bodies to even pull this back. We're now at 5-2 after turn 2. But we've got one last turn, and at this point I'm just going to see if I can kill as much as possible.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we're going to roll for turn 3, and I will roll first, and let's see what I get. Okay, so I have managed to roll a quad 5, a double 4, and 1 single for initiative. Let's see what Steve can get.
Okay, so this is the roll for the Untamed Beasts. Here we go. And I get a triple and 2 doubles.
Okay, so I'm going to spend my wild dice and I'm going to throw it into singles to give me 2 for initiative to make sure I go first.
Okay, so I'm going to use my bonus dice and I'm going to make my triple a quad.
Uh-oh. Alright, so with me taking initiative, we'll come back with my activation. Okay, so I'm going to start with the Ogre Breacher and we're going to see how much work he can do. We're going to start by spending my double to trigger Onslaught, so he's now 3 dice for his attacks, and he's going to put the first one into the Plains Runner.
Okay.
So he's now 3 dice, and he's needing 3s because he's strength 4 million.
Yep.
See what he can do. That is 8
2
damage.
Okay. So
okay, and then with my second activation, I'm going to swing again into your Prey Taker with the axe.
Cool.
Again, needing 3s. And he only gets 1 hit, so that's 4 damage.
4 damage.
And with that, the Ogre Breacher is done.
Okay, so I'm going to be activating my Heart Eater, and he's going to be using the quad, and I am going to use the Rampage ability, which gives him an extra move and attack. So I'll use my first extra move, and I'll be striking into one of these Iron Golems, and I think I would pick the Dwarf.
The Dwarf does have 4 wounds left, so that would be smart.
So 4 dice, needing 4s.
2 hits.
That's 2 hits, so that's 4 altogether.
And that is exactly enough to take him down.
Cool. Okay, so I still have my 2 original activations. I'm going to be striking twice against the Iron Legionary. So the first one needing 4s, is it?
It's going to be 4s because they're only toughness 4, yeah.
And that's a crit and a hit, which is 7.
7 damage, he's got 3 left.
And then his final action.
Do it again. Woo, a hit and 2 crits, and that is about 12 damage, right?
Yes.
That would have killed him from full. The Iron Legionary also goes down, and your boss just took out 2 unactivated models to get work done. Alright, so after that onslaught from the Heart Taker, destroying most of what is left of the Iron Golems, I'm going to go with the Iron Legionary. He is my last model, and he's going to start by swinging on the Plains Runner. Okay, so he has a whopping 2 dice, strength 3, toughness 3. So needing 4s.
Oh!
And he gets nothing. So for his second, he's going to do it again. He's going to go again. And he again gets nothing. And since it's the last activation of the game, I'm going to drop my quad to do Rampage. I'm going to make a free move action. And then he's going to swing once more. Not that I think it can do much. And he misses them both. And with that, the Iron Golems are done. Let's see how much the Untamed Beast can do to add insult to injury in this game.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the Plains Runner, who's already in combat. I'm going to use both activations to strike you. So I have 3 dice at strength 3. These needing 5s.
Yep. No.
Nothing off the first one. Second activation. Oh, nothing. My final Plains Taker, he's going to use a move action to get into melee range, and we'll do that now. And he will strike you. 3 dice needing 5s.
Do it.
Zippity doo dah again.
Oof, I could have done with this 2 turns ago.
Okay, so the Prey Taker, who's already in combat range with the Ogre Breacher, he's going to use one of my doubles and use Onslaught, which adds to my attack rolls. So he will now be using 4 dice at strength 4, still needing 5s.
Yep.
First action is 1, which is 2 damage.
Okay.
And then his second action, which is a crit, which is 4.
So the Ogre...
6 altogether.
The Ogre has taken 10, he's got 20 left.
Just 20?
Just 20.
Okay. So we'll pop an activated token down. And we'll move on. Okay, so my next activation is the Beast Speaker. She's in range to use her whip, and she's also going to use the double, so she gets an extra dice in her attack dice. She's strength 4, it's going to be 5s again. And that's 2, which is 2 damage.
Okay.
And then her final action is 2 crits, which is 4. So that's 6 altogether.
Leaves me on 14.
And then the first bang He's in range to use his harpoon, so he's going to use both actions to strike you. So 2 dice, strength 4, needing 5s. Nothing on the first lot. And second action is 1 wound, which equates to 2 damage.
Okay, and that leaves the ogre on 12, and that is going to be the end of the game. Shall we come back with a little bit of a roundup?
Let's do it.
Alright guys, so there we have it. That is the end of the game because it ends at the end of the third battle round, and it is a huge victory to the Untamed Beast. Good job, my friend.
Thank you very much.
So the game ended 9-3 because you took all 4 quarters in the last turn.
Yep.
Because there's not very much
There's
left.
nothing left.
How'd the game go for you? Although that's pretty obvious.
Obviously, it went very, very well.
Yep.
There was a lot of luck involved there. I rolled a lot of 6s, a lot of crits where they needed to be as well. It's not just a case of rolling crits. It's hitting the things that you need to hit to kill them and take them off the board, which I managed to do.
I think turn 1 is where it unravelled. I committed thinking nothing else could reach, and then there was a couple of things that could, and you managed to over half kill my leader, and then your excellent use of Rampage on the quad, which is an amazing ability, by the way.
Proud of that, thank you.
Absolutely caught me, and then basically you'd over half damage 2 of my biggest characters, one on each side, and from there, whichever side I picked to go first with, you just took over the other side again using Rampage and your chain activation turn 2, and I lost control pretty quickly, if I'm honest.
Yeah. I think, and I mean, the last round there, showing it a lot. Your dice rolling was shocking.
It wasn't
and
great.
Mine was very good.
It wasn't great.
Yeah,
but it's a great game. We're getting to play a bit more of it now, and I think it's really good. Obviously, the combat's fast and brutal, but scenarios like this show that the movement and the scoring of zones is just as important, and making sure that you're controlling the right areas of the board.
Yeah.
But there we go. First Warhammer Warcry Batrep in the bag.
Many.
So our current lifetime total is you winning 1-0, but we'll soon fix that.
I might not play this game no more.
He's going to retire, but we'll fix that in a future Batrep, and we hope you've enjoyed this. We are trying out new filming styles, so let us know your feedback in the description below. And as always, make sure you join the Top Table Gaming Community Facebook group and check all the links in the description. We got loads of cool stuff going on. So with that, I have been Top Table Jay.
I've been Top Table Steve,
and we'll see you in another battle report very soon.